morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever it is wherever you're from. Been playing this a lot lately, so I wanted to bring a deck profile to show you guys updates I did for Zenkai. It's one of my favorite decks, obviously. Um, this is the green Turles deck. If you don't know what it does, it has a permanent. If a Turles Crush Core card in your battle area would be placed in someone's dropper by one of your skills, just go to the warp instead. It's an old way to stop people from being able to successor sell Xeno way back when, because this deck could like drop sell Xeno on like turn 2. Auto. When this card is placed in your looter area, you place one Tree of Might in the deck in your opponent's battle area. When this card attacks, you add up to one card from your life to your hand. You look at the top 5 cards of the deck and you put one Turles Crush Core card in there. And then the awakening conditions are really good on this one. You awaken at 4 or less, or if your opponent has 3 more life face up, you draw a card, switch one to active, and flip it over. On the back, it has the same permanent. If you discard a Crush Core card by one of your skills, you go to the warp instead. And then also the permanent, when this deals damage on the awakened side, you choose which life your opponent takes. So if they have a life face up, you can stop them from grabbing the gate or super combo or what have you. On the back, when it attacks, to draw one, and the activate main once per turn, you can bottom deck a card and put a Fruit of the Tree of Might into your hand. The field spell is like what really like makes the whole deck operate. Its wording is kind of weird because it plays in your opponent's battle area. But it says permanent while in a battle area. This card can't be placed in the drop by your skills. Reduce combo cost all Turles Crush Core cards in your opponent's hand and battle area by 1. Because most everything in the Crusher Core package, like the little guys that you can free cast, they cost 1 to combo, but with this, they're free. If all your opponent's energy is mono green, at the start of your turn, you flip one of your life face up. If you do, your opponent adds 1 Fruit of the Tree of Might from their deck to their hand, and shuffles the deck and look through it. So like the big thing is every turn, like as long as you have green energy up, you go to your opponent's turn. After they charge, they flip a life face up. If they have a life flip face up, you get to search your deck for a fruit. So this deck is very, very big. It is exactly 60 cards. Start off with a Crush Core package because it's the largest, and obviously it makes the whole deck go off. So I'll start with Right Nut, aka Raisin Invader of Earth. Unique, which pretty much everything in the Crush Core package has unique, so you have to be very, very key about the way you play your stuff and when you play your stuff, because if you have one out, you can't play most everything. This also has blocker. This has auto. If your leader is a Turles Crush Core card, if this is using a combo from your hand or your deck, and it will be placed in the drop area, you play it instead. The key is like it only works from your hand or from the deck, because those cards that look at the top cards of the deck, you can combo with them, but you can't do that from the field, so you can't just keep looping them over and over. And then if your leader is a Turles Crush Core card, when this card is played, you search up the left nut, aka Lactate, from your deck, and your cost of 2, and play it in rest mode. So I play 3 of the left nut, aka Lactate Invader of Earth. It's unique, has the same thing. If you combo it from your hand or the deck, it comes in. This one comes in rest mode. This one comes in active. But when this one comes in, it can search up the Raisin. And then also when this one comes in, you draw a card, discard a card. But of course, if you discard a Crush Core card, go to the warp instead. There's a good loop that you can do there. I'll talk about it in a minute. I play 4 of the DS. Again, unique. If it's comboed, you play it in rest mode. When it comes in, you look at the top 3, add a Crush Core card to your hand, and then shuffle the deck. This one's really good to be able to set all your stuff off and continual top research. I play 3 of the Turles Invader of Earth. He is 1-drop unique. When it's played, your opponent flips a life face up, and then when it attacks, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can combo with any Crush Core cards you find there. So if it's all 5 and you want to combo all 5, you can. Usually, you play it turn 1 when your opponent's unawakened. You combo 2 of these, get it up to 10. This is a 4K. All of these guys, these 3, are 3K combos, so you got to be real careful about that. It's fine on defense, it helps out a lot, but on offense, it can be a little tricky. But you really need those, because the main card you're going to be looking for is the Crusher Core Commander. He is unique, deflect, auto. You choose 1 card in your hand, place it at the bottom of the deck, draw a card, and then when this card gets plus 5K for plus 5k power until the end of your opponent's next turn, and they flip life face up. So another way to flip them up. So they flip life off this, flip life off this, flip life off this. So if you're going second and you pass, you do your turn one, swing, pass turn. So going to their turn two, they flip a life face up, and then when they swing at you, you combo two of these off. Play this during their turn because it has to flex. They hopefully they don't have anything to kill it and interact with it. Go back to your turn. You pay one, play the Turles, bring it out. They flip another one face up. You can awaken. And then this has activate battle. If you have two or more Turles Crush Core cards in your combo area, you play this from your hand. So again, you combo two cards, you pay one, you play it out. Also playing two of the new Villainous Threat. Unique Villainous, you're never going to get this off in the deck because there's only two ones that play there. And it has unique, so you can't get them out at the same time. But it is activate main / battle, limit one. You pay one if it's your turn and there are two more Villainous and or Crusher Core cards in your battle area. Same thing as this, same requirements, and you play it from your hand. The only difference is you can play this one on your opponent's turn, but you can only play this one on your turn. And I also play 4 of the Turles Leading the Core. Unique. It's an EX Evolve for 0 on top of a Turles, green Turles, 3 or less. So any one of these you can EX Evolve it on top of. When it's played, you switch it to active mode, and then you add a Fruit of the Tree of Might from your deck to your hand. And during your opponent's turn, if you combo with a Turles Crusher Core card and it will be played in your battle area in rest mode, you switch it to active mode instead. So during your opponent's turn, you can combo these, play them, get their effects, and then combo them again. I play 4 of the 4-star ball, Parasitic Darkness. You can activate battle, combo with it, or choose one of your cards that gets plus 5k power for the battle. So it's 5k combo if nothing else. And then if your opponent has 2 or more energy, you choose one of your mono green Turles cards with an energy cost of 3 or 4. And you put this underneath it, and you search your deck for a 4-cost Xeno green Turles. And you can play it on top of it in active mode. So you can play one of these, swing with it, EX Evolve, restands on the EX Evolve, swing again, and then ball, put it underneath, play another 4-drop on top of it in active mode. So for 1 energy, you can get 3 swings off that. And this chain, you can start off either the 1-drop or either one of the 3 drops. The Xeno that I play 4 of the Turles Dominance Hand. Energy Exhaust Blocker. It's a rival for a green-yellow, so you don't play that in this deck. But when this card is played from your hand, you draw a card, and then because your leader card is green, you switch from your opponent's cards to active mode. It's also, if you don't play it off this, got to activate main for a green or a yellow. And if you have 2 or more Crusher Core cards in your battle area, you play it from your hand. So again, like if you can get one of these off early, on like turn 2, if you can establish 2 of these and you have the cards in hand, you can get up to 6 attacks just off this one, off the 2 energy investment. I played 2. This is kind of like the boss monster of the deck. It's unique, deflect, critical. If you have 3 or more Crusher Core cards in your battle area and your opponent has 3 more energy, this becomes a 2-cost. And during your turn, it gives all your Crusher Core cards in the battle area plus 10,000 power. So it makes your little 5Ks and 9Ks relevant attackers. And then when this card attacks, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And then to round off the Crusher Core package, I play 4 of the Cacao Invader of Earth Super Combo. If your leader card is green, lives at 4 or less, combo draw card. So the card that the whole deck really revolves around is the Fruit of the Tree of Might. It's super strong. Activate battle. If your opponent is a Turles Crusher Core card and all of your energy is mono green, you flip one of your opponent's face-up life face down. You choose one of your cards. It gets 20k power for the battle. And then if it has Turles in its name, which is, it also gets double strike. And then one of the things you can do, like when you're putting cards on the bottom and you're pitching cards, because of the leader's activate main, if you do any of these, or say Dorm or whatever, you pitch a fruit and then you activate main on your leader. If you got a ball in hand, you got one of these in hand, you put it on the bottom, use it to get it back, use it to get the fruit back in your hand, so you can loop the fruits over and over. Because I play the ball and I want, got to have a little bit of defense, and green's always most of the time going to want a unison. I play 4 of the Great Ape Gohan, Sand Bloodlines. It's a 1-cost, 5k. Activate main plus 2. You add the 4-star ball to your hand, and then you bottom deck a card. So if you getting ready to pass the opponent's turn, you can just put a fruit back on your hand because you're going to pull it right back out. So you really don't neg. So you go search for a ball, put a fruit or one of these guys on the bottom, and then good to go. It's also got a -5 activate main. Until the start of your next main phase, you can activate the fruit of the tree of might from your hand without paying its energy cost by discarding a card instead. So on those turns when you're really ready to kill, you can roll it down 5, and then tap out for whatever cards you need to play, and then you got up to 4 balls that you can play for free. On defense, I've got just running 3 dormants. I don't run a lot of negates in this deck, mainly because this deck wants to go to battle, and it's usually going to have a fairly decent hand size, and you're going to want to combo a lot because you want to get your guys out and do things. But it's dormant. Counterattack. If you have Unison out, it's free by pitching a card. Your opponent only gets 1 more attack for the turn. Does not negate the original attack. I only play 2 of the Charismatic Villain. Just have a little bit of spot removal here and there for a couple little key problem cards, but deck space is kind of tight with this, so I had to just run it at 2. I think 2 is fine. Most of the time, you're not too awful worried about what your opponent's battle cards are doing unless they're really messing with your game plan. Other than that, like 90% of the time, you're just going straight to face. This is really like an all-gas version of the deck, but it can defend itself because it can loot blockers over and over and over. One of the things I like to do is, have a Raisin out, you dormant, block with Raisin, combo another Raisin or a Lactase, let that Raisin die, and then play another blocker on for the next attack. I run 2 of the Homicidal Clones. Token negate, take a life if you're at 5 or less, play a blocker token. I run 2 of the Goku Faded Rival. Double Strike Barrier, you got plenty of Saiyans to trigger this. When it comes in, you KO a card in Arm Barrier. If your opponent's at 3 or more energy, you place one of your Saiyan cards on the bottom of the deck, you can play it. I run 1 of the SGR, Deflect Critical. I hardly ever actually hard cast this. It's mainly for, the auto. You pay 1 if your leader is green. When this card is added to your Zenkai energy, you remove 3 markers from the opponent's unison. But you can pay 2, limit 1, and play it. If your life is at 4 or less, you pay 2, play this card. When this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and this card can't be KO'd till your opponent's next turn. I did notice, I end up, after playing the other day, I end up cutting back, so I am now just running 1 of the Dark Broly. I was running 2, but I realized that I was a little low on some other pieces, so I decided to cut it back to 1. But Dark Broly, it's overwhelm. You warp a battle card. It's good for those problem like SCR stuff like that don't have barrier and all that kind of stuff. And also just helps you extend the turn if you just need 1 more extra attack, that kind of thing. I run 1 Golden Frieza, Newfound Might. In power 4 on top of your Unison, dual attack, blocker, counter attack. You play this card 3 markers on it. If it has 4 more markers on it when it comes in, choose all your opponent's battle cards and KO them. And then activate main, roll it down 4. This card gets plus 10k and triple strike for the turn, and switch it to active mode at the end of turn. So you get dual attack, 30k, triple strike. If somehow that doesn't kill them, it restands, you can block it later on. For the SDR, I play the Wicked Saiyans. If your opponent has 2 more energy and your leader card is green, or shares a character name, which it does, it's also a Turles. You pay 2 at the end of the battle when you combo with the card because it's a 0-10k combo. Your opponent can choose 4 of the cards, switch them to rest mode. If they do, remove this card. If don't, you play it and they discard 2. The thing I really like about this SCR is that it's a Turles. So if you fruit on top of this, you can make it a 60k double strike, which is super good. I think it's really good. I like this one. But that's, a personal choice. You can probably play, Cell Max or whatever you want. As far as the Z deck goes, I play 1 of the Vegeta because it's just a good generic card. I play 1 of the Goku, Awakened by Rage. You pay 1 for it when it's played until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card is plus 5k power and can't be removed by skills. So you pay 1 instead of 15k attacker. Because green doesn't have a lot of good generic Z stuff right now, I'm playing 3 of the Frieza, Resurrected Ambition. Deflect, double strike. When it's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 5 costs or less, and KO it. And then activate once per turn. One of your other green battle cards, energy costs of 2 or more attacks, your opponent discards a card. And then 2 of the Jiren. the immovable. 2 costs, deflect, 2 Z energy. When it's played, you choose one of your green battle cards. Energy costs of 5 or less, and it can't be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills until the end of the next turn. Then activate main limit 1. Place any number of Z energy in the drop. You choose one of your opponent's unison. For each Z energy you move to the drop by this skill, you remove a marker from it, and then this card gets plus 10k and double strike if you move 2 or more over to your Z energy. I very rarely find myself playing these unless, you know, I just need something else like an extra attack and I don't have one in my hand. This is a way that I try and like push through in end games. The deck's really fun. It's pretty straightforward. You just have to be careful about, you know, when you play certain things because everything has unique. But the deck does pretty well. It can stand up to most of the meta if you play it right. It's very, very aggressive, and you know, if you're looping blockers, it can be really defensive too to help you stay alive. But this is what I've been playing. This is my list. You guys let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next one.